I've been figure skating for a long time, and some of my favorite elements are jumps. Here's a video of me doing a triple toe loop jump back in 2017 at the National Championships. When you measure the air time that I got on this jump, it's roughly about 0.53 seconds. In the next clip, you'll see me do the same triple toe loop jump. This was performed at Linapalooza, which is a skating show at Cornell last week.
Nick was in the air for 0.604 seconds this time around. When you compare the jump in 2017 to the jump in the last clip, there's an increase in airtime of 0.074 seconds. But looking at one data point doesn't mean that he's actually improved his airtime by that much. So, let's create a 95% confidence interval for the mean amount of time Nick spends in the air for his triple toe loop jump now. But first, we should take a few more trials.
Here are the air times for the 5 jumps that we just showed. The left column is the trial number, and the right column is the air time for the corresponding trial.
In order to create the 95% confidence interval, we use this following formula. We're going to use Jupyter Notebook to compute all the calculations. We need to find the sample mean and the sample variance before we can generate the upper and lower bounds of the confidence interval.
Here's the code we wrote in Jupyter Notebook to compute the confidence interval. We stored our air times in an Excel file and imported it using pandas. From there on, we calculated our sample mean and sample variance. Next, we had to choose our critical value. We're using the t-distribution because we only had 5 trials, and since we want a 95% confidence interval, we used an alpha value of 0.05 with 4 degrees of freedom. Finally, we plug everything into the interval formula to generate the bounds of our confidence interval.
We end up with a final confidence interval of 0.596 to 0.641. However, this is still not a completely accurate measure of Nick's airtime for the triple toe loop. To make this more accurate, we could take more data points, but that comes at the risk of breaking Nick's ankle. With 30 or more data points, we could use the normal distribution instead of the t-distribution for our critical value. However, based on our confidence interval, it's likely that Nick's airtime for the triple toe loop has increased since 2017.